are back, episode 56 of Journey to a Million. You might be wondering what in the world is going on with our backgrounds, right? You know, we wrap up finals, down at school for a little bit, and now we're all in our, with the new background, the new scenery here, myself, Drew Skyberg included, right? You might have saw it already on the episode earlier this week. Zach, where are you?
I'm at the public library. Got myself
Right.
a nice little private study room. Beautiful baby blue walls. And I get to watch cars drive by right outside. So,
And what about you, Jared? Where are you at?
Just finished up finals yesterday, so I'm back home. I got the nice Bucks flag back there and the Brewers poster. Yeah,
can't go wrong. Got the sports stuff. If many of you might know, right now we're going through a little bit of snowstorm thing in northeast Wisconsin. So Zack's in the library. It closes down at 5 p.m. Central. They made an announcement in the pre-show. So, we're at 3:53, but we're going to be monitoring that and make sure he's on his way back safely. A little bit of a snowstorm going on right now in the area. Jared, is the weather bad by you?
The roads weren't too bad.
Nice.
It was snowing the entire time, but I think there's more coming tonight. That's the big stuff for us.
Gotcha. So, all right. Well, we're operating all right, and I'm feeling great after fantasy football playoffs wrap up last week. Pull off a nice win. The 6 seed beat the 3 seed, so a lot of celebration took place.
I believe Zack was the 3 seed. I think Drew was the 6.
I pulled a Drew. I tried getting too fancy with my starting sets, and I ended up sitting my players that actually played good.
Honestly, go ahead.
I set Stevenson, which I guess, all week is kind of saying like he's doubtful to play, and then all of a sudden at noon, I was like, yeah, he's playing. But
would you start instead?
Rashad White. So I still could have switched it just because they both played at 3 o'clock. But I was trying to think like, Stevenson's going to have a limited role. Yeah.
He started Tyler Huntley, and he started the Seahawks defense over the Eagles defense. So
that was just a mistake. Me forgetting.
Look, I looked at Zach's team and this whole season, and I just thought of the Minnesota Vikings in the NFL. I thought of a team that he was 10-4. He scored like the sixth
Next topic. I don't want to talk anything about the Vikings. We can move on.
And then he gets upset first round.
Last week? The Vikings.
I think they had a good game. They had a pretty good game. That was a good game. But yeah,
largest comeback in the history.
So Packers
of the NFL,
won last week. Packers won.
I'm wondering. But honestly, though, with the Colts, your quarterback gets benched after that. Jared, wait, can you first talk to me about? I mentioned something about or you said something about how this isn't the Colts' fault or something, or what'd you say in the group chat that I
was obviously joking. Everyone was saying script writers. The script you couldn't write a better script for this game. No. What I think happened was Jim Irsay at halftime went up to Jeff Saturday. He's like, "Hey, we're supposed to be losing these games. We need a better draft pick. What are you doing?" He's like, "You're right. And then they got outscored 36-3. So,
are you saying they're sneaky? Do they need to forfeit a first-round draft pick?
No. Okay. So here's the thing. So if the Jaguars win tonight, then we're 100% eliminated from the playoffs. But the Colts win out, Titans lose out, Jaguars win week 18 and lose the rest. We're in.
That's terrible.
It's all 7-9-1 is better than 7-10. We'd win.
Sounds like the Packers have a better chance.
And we have Nick Foles starting. You know him, MVP,
I did pick him up as a stash.
Oh my god, what a terrible
pick. Stash.
Yeah, Dynasty. Look, do you guys see my playoff situation? Hold on. In my defense, Tannehill out, Lamar out. My options right now, Gardner Minshew is my superflex in the semis. I am rolling with him right now.
I would start Minshew over
Money Minshew? Yeah. Minshew Mania?
Foles? Foles, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got Minshew starting. Yeah. But I'm saying, as a stash, if Hurts comes back let's just say I win this week, make the championship somehow. We'll be deciding between Mac Jones, Gardner Minshew, or and then when I say Mac Jones, Minshew, and then I have who's the other one? I'm just thinking. Tannehill's not coming back the rest of the year. Foles is the one. Yeah.
But Lamar's
just
probably going to be back next week.
See, I don't care about next
He
week.
hasn't practiced, Zach.
Our 10
They're saying like
man
he may
league.
be back this week though.
Our 10-man league. This is the playoffs championship this week, and of course, Jalen Hurts is out. Brandon Cooks is questionable. I'm not going to start him anyways, but a quick start sit just so you guys so I can put it out there.
Throw it at us.
Michael Pittman or Amari Cooper?
Oh,
Pittman's
it's easy. That is so easy. Pittman, that weather right now in Cleveland, Jared, it's going to be like a blizzardy, cold mess. The crosswind.
Cooper is only projected 7.
Yeah, the weather in that game, it's supposed to be one of the worst weather games like in a long time.
I'm
like
just scared
it's
with
comparable
Nick Foles
last year.
In. That's the only thing. It's like, is Pittman going to
I'd
get
go
targeted?
Pittman still.
I haven't benched
You have
Pittman
anyone
once
else?
this year, so
You have a third option.
I mean Mike Williams, but I'm going to start him. Also prime time.
So who's the third option?
Yeah.
Mike Williams, Pittman.
What's
Cooper.
the waiver wire? Well, what's the waiver wire?
We get to start 2 of those 3?
Yeah, you start 2 of the 3.
I'll start Pittman.
Yeah, I'm
Go
starting
for it.
Pittman and Williams.
Is this non-PPR too?
Yeah, non-PPR. Waiver wire is Gabe Davis, and I have to use spend $1. So every transaction's $1. So
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
McCaffrey, if he doesn't play this week, I have to go with Jamal Williams.
McCaffrey's playing. He's been limited like
He's
this the last like
questionable.
3-4 weeks. Yeah, he's been like that last.
Yeah, so
I
I had to pick
wouldn't
up
worry
Daniel
too much about
Jones
that.
as my quarterback this week.
Oh.
Starting Jones, I had to. I mean, he's against the 4th worst defense in Minnesota, so I think I had to. I mean,
that's a good start.
my other options were Russell Wilson, Brock Purdy.
Oh,
Gardner
okay.
Minshew.
I want to hear that first. Yeah, that's fine. What's the
I would
over under
start
on that
Brock
game?
Purdy.
Because the really
No,
He's pretty good.
No.
Okay.
the over unders
You're
in
done
these games
talking.
because the weather. though, like I want to
Yeah, I
throw
know.
Jared. You mentioned that New Orleans Cleveland game. The over under for that game is 32. 32.
Even
That's
with
how
Nick
much the weather
Chubb
is supposed to influence that game.
Wow.
How much is
Rental
supposed to
house.
snow? Also, Jared, the snow definitely affected Miami last weekend.
A little bit, but they barely lost.
Jared, but it didn't start snowing until the last like 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, it was still cold. They're just
Miami's
like-
last drive is when it started snowing.
We weren't talking about the snow. We were talking about the weather, the temperature. We were talking about
Oh.
that it was going to be cold and that it was going to be.
I thought
Like they're gonna be in
precipitation was part of the
jackets.
weather.
Yeah. Snow's kind of part of it.
A little bit.
Well,
Hey,
Jared, I have another.
I'm saying
start-
Tua didn't look bad.
No.
Tua didn't look bad prime time.
Yeah.
It
He
wasn't
looked
prime
like an
time.
average NFL quarterback.
He looked like a borderline top 10 quarterback.
He's a left-handed Jimmy G.
You can't. Why? Why Jimmy G?
Is that a good comparison?
I hate that comparison.
Left-handed Jimmy G.
I just don't like that comparison at all.
I think a left-handed Jimmy G with a better deep ball, and then I'll give you the pass.
Just overall better.
Like this year,
Jimmy
it's
G
been
is
better
like
and better.
maybe a top, at best, top 15. Tua's, I think he's top 10. I think he's like number 10 or 11.
Well,
I would take Tua. I would take Tua over Lamar Jackson
it.
right now.
Don't do it. Oh,
Ooh.
why'd he do it? Why'd he say it?
Not sponsored.
Really
Wait.
went there.
Jared, come on, A&W. But honestly, you cannot
what
tell
happened
me.
to
You know,
Sprecher? Not
Yeah, what happened to
sponsored.
Sprecher?
What happened to Sprecher?
I was at the store yesterday, and I was looking for a solid root beer that was on sale. And let me just tell you, the Sprecher prices have gone a little up around here. You
Let me
actually
go
get all
up
the
like
Sprecher at
20
Menards.
cents.
No, I'm serious. Menards has the cheapest and the best Sprecher. Like that, you can get it in the boxes. It's a good deal. And I was
Hold
at
on.
Pick and Save.
How much more is Sprecher at Pick and Save compared to Menards? Like $1?
Probably per thing, per like bottle. I don't even know.
Remember,
It's like 10,
Zach,
20
Drew
cents.
gets
20
the, Drew
cents a
gets,
bottle.
Oh my
Drew gets
god!
the E85 gasoline. Remember, he gets the cheapest.
204 in Brilliant yesterday.
Because it's cheaper.
$2.04. I'm
True,
serious.
normal gas is like $2.30 or something. Normal
Yeah.
gas
No, it's
is
not. It was
expensive.
$2.55.
and it doesn't ruin your engine.
275, 255 in Manitowoc it was.
Yeah.
Normal gas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little bit up there. But I don't know. You know, this root beer is solid. A&W, It's totally
We're
solid.
not going to get sponsored by Sprecher if you're sitting there drinking A&W root
They're
beer.
competitors.
They
yeah.
gotta send me.
Yeah.
They gotta send me the root beer before I can start advertising more. But A&W not sponsored. There you go.
Well, they're not sending you nothing either, so.
Well, they should soon. But the
You
over
gotta
under
get
for
this
the
root beer
Thursday
figured out.
night game tonight. I just mentioned the other over under was 32. This one's 36.5 because the weather's supposed to be bad here too, like the rain and like there's supposed to be like some crosswind
Is it at
and
Jacksonville?
whatever. No, it's in at MetLife.
Okay.
How about the Jaguars, though, huh?
How about the
I'm telling you,
Jaguars and the Lions?
Pick them back-to-back weeks in team picks. Worked out in my favor both weeks.
Zach said
Jags
that
playoffs.
Zach said I shouldn't have picked against him last week at the Ravens game, Ravens-Browns, when I clearly picked the Ravens first and then he picked the Browns after. And they said, "Don't pick against me." Like,
And Jared, how did it work out for you?
I mean,
I had another
Deshaun Watson
5-0
didn't even
week.
look good. The
I had a
Browns did not
5-0
look good.
week.
Yeah. Drew still
you?
got a second, though. Yeah, we both
Yeah, I
went
had 5-0
5-0.
because
You went,
Zach
like,
doesn't
3-2
know
or
how to
something.
do tiebreakers. His
Really?
idea of
You guys
tiebreakers
both
just
went
looking.
5-0?
Yeah, we both went 5-0.
Ooh.
And, like, our Sunday lines, we got 8 out of 9 lines. I missed 1 line, but you guys both hit.
Yeah, it was a really good week
us,
for us.
bro.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
But Zach sold.
It happens.
Yeah. I also
Our Thursday
did
night.
off topic. I did a 3-leg parlay yesterday for basketball. It was Drew, you'd know, Thomas Bryant points, Dennis Schroeder points, and Mason Plumlee points. Just 3 random
know one
for
of those
$25.
guys.
Green
Bean.
125.
Woo!
I know who one of those guys is.
You know
Dennis
who?
Schroeder.
Oh,
Schroeder, yeah.
Yeah, he's the
I
guy
like that play,
he
Jared.
got offered a huge
Yeah.
contract and turned it down, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that
That's
him?
actually yeah.
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 He knows.
And he
more than-
bet. It's
That's
one of the
how I
worst
know.
bet on yourself moments I thought it was. Or
I think so too.
Yeah.
He's not good enough
you know,
to bet on himself.
Lamar, even though Lamar didn't play last week, Lamar is still showing his value by not being out there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
it's like you starting huddling your consolation bracket game.
I'm not even saying my lineups this week. It is-
Do those leagues get any money for winning the toilet
No.
bowl? No.
no.
We don't.
Okay, good.
And I'm
I
glad. I
Zach
think
still
you
gets.
actually
Oh
have
wait,
leagues
you're
that
like
do
out
that?
of it. I mean, no. In my ESPN league, what happens is the top 4 go for playoffs, but then the other 4 teams they 2-week like a 2-week streak, and then whoever scores the most points like combined out of those 2 weeks gets their money back. So it gives all the rest of the teams something to play for still.
Does everyone in the playoffs get their money back at least?
No. Third gets their money
You
back.
can make the playoffs and lose your money, but somebody that missed the playoff gets their money back?
No. Well, yes, but no. Everyone is
Yes,
playing for something.
it's
So
terrible.
there's 2 weeks of playoffs, right?
Well, yeah. Okay, I understand
So-
everyone's playing for something, but if you
Yeah.
lose both your playoff games, you don't get your money back, but somebody that didn't even make the playoffs does?
I'd be crabby.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now.
So
I'll tell you right now. As long as you're not playing, no. I got that 100% wrong. As long as you're not playing for the championship. So the 3rd and 4th place teams still are in the whole money back thing. So
Oh,
first gets money, second gets money. The winner of 3rd gets their money back, and then 4th still has a chance to get their money back too.
Oh, okay.
But
That
and
makes
then obviously the bottom 4 too.
I can get behind a little bit of that, but
Yeah.
honestly, I'm just ready to implement league media in some leagues next year. I'm ready for it already.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know about that.
Nobody can get behind that.
It's just the way
I
fantasy
was-
football works. Like this year, I had the most points scored in my Yahoo league. You know, the Chase Edmonds 4th round draft pick league, and I had like 150 more points than anyone else. I was the 5 seed. I was like 8 and 7. I think I am right now. Yeah, and there's one team that's like 200 points below me, and they're like 10 and 4.
So you're giving me a reason why we should have it though, right there.
No, I'm saying
Or
that's just how
that's-
fantasy works sometimes.
Oh, it's the beauty of the game.
You got to get a
Yeah.
better defense. That's all it is. You got to have a good defense against your opponents.
You got to know how to
you
play
know,
the game.
Yeah, you have
Like,
to
look
know
at
that
me.
they're
I
going
didn't
to put
score
up
many
points.
points, but I had a good record.
Yeah,
You just got to know what weeks to score points.
Yeah.
I'd want to try it in one league, and it might be a redraft, but like honestly, I wouldn't mind it in Dynasty either.
Like
Yeah,
Drew,
I
remember
wouldn't mind
last week
trying it in.
when you told me Kelsey wasn't doing much and that I should like be in contact with him. Yeah, I sent him an email. He responded, all right, I got you. And then he caught like 3 more passes.
Jared is right. That did.
So,
I still didn't win, but I mean, I do
you
appreciate.
did good enough for me. I tried helping you, but
you tried.
you know,
Can you email Mark Andrews and tell
I
him
don't have
not
his number.
to score?
Only Kelsey. Yeah.
Zach, do you have contact?
Yeah, I don't have it either.
No.
Oh, come on. What were you saying, Zach? Were you saying something before? There you were.
About the league median thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was saying like I would be willing to try that too in redraft. I wouldn't want to do it in Dynasty yet just because like I feel like if you're gonna implement something in Dynasty, you gotta know that like you want to do it.
I would try it with like a $5 or $10 entry at most.
Yeah, just
because I'm not going to put that money down.
Journey $1 million $5 league next year. We'll throw league median in there.
You could do that.
Yeah,
I think we'll do that too. But my other setting that like that's been talked about by a lot of people is in Dynasty, like basically my Dynasty league, right after week 14, the trade deadline goes. I mean that's the trade deadline after the regular season. Some people in Dynasty have it actually no trade deadline, never. You trade year round. Would you guys be
because
opposed
it's
to
Dynasty?
that? Because
honestly, it doesn't. It makes sense not to have one somehow. Because I mean, you can still make trades for next season. Like teams that aren't in the playoffs can start trading now, but then you risk trading to a great team and then them just bolstering their roster. It goes both ways.
Well, if you're like playing in the championship, say you're going for the championship, your quarterback's not great or whatever, and you want like Tom Brady, you just go and get him for one game. I mean,
yeah, I feel like you could just, if you're like gonna win 1 or 2, you could just throw all the money, like throw all your picks away. Just be like, here, I'm gonna win this year. And
you would have to. The one thing for that to work is if we were to have a year-round trade deadline, you would need commitment from each team. Each team owner. You would also need probably people to pay up a few years ahead if they were to do something like that, right? That's kind of the one thing I was thinking about. Like if you throw money at this year and then you're depleted. I think it'd make sense to have that for next year or the future years, at least.
I think as long as everyone is like you say, like the 3 of us run a league. Like I know you guys would both like stick with your team, and you're not gonna like give it up after a year or 2 or whatever. So like as long as you like kind of know all the guys in your league are gonna stick with their team and keep their team running, I don't think you really need to worry about that. But if you don't know like some of the guys in your league as well, I guess, or it's kind of like a friend of a friend thing, then you might kind of.
I mean, the commissioner always has final say. They can veto trades and stuff too. So I mean, even if something like that happens, you guys could shut it down.
Yeah, best interest always of the league. Those are settings to look at, in my opinion. I don't know. We'll be, at least in my league, we'll be doing the summer meetings next summer, talking about. The draft. So we'll do the rookie draft, talk about some rules. I think that's the best way to go about it because some changes are coming. I think like tanking's a big thing going on right now, and like it's a big subject in all dynasty football. Is tanking allowed or whatever?
I don't see a reason to, honestly.
Well, I know Drew's league. I talked to him about it a few times. There are like multiple different teams, like just blatantly, they would bench like top 15 receiver for a guy that's like averages 4 points a game.
But then how do you determine that that's like a mistake or like they're trying to do it? Because then they could easily just say, I had a gut feeling. I thought he was going to do better.
Well, there are some where it's pretty obvious. I mean, Zack's got a couple of teams too.
If you're starting like a Randall Cobb over Jamar Chase, like, come on.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, each dynasty league has an extra this year. I mean,
so what we did just to eliminate that in our league, because it happened 2 years ago, someone purposely was tanking. They got kicked out of the league, 100%.
Yeah,
it was a $60 buy-in, so it's the same Yahoo league, and he was going up against someone that needed to win or like to get into the playoffs, and he just didn't start like a quarterback or something like that. Like the next day, he got kicked out of the league right away, and he was like 2-12, whatever he was.
Did he lose his buy? He lost his money too.
Lost everything. Yep, lost his money. Got kicked out. Did not come back.
Is that Dynasty League or redraft?
No, it's redraft.
Oh, I thought it was keeper.
I guess.
I thought okay. And thoughts on keeper league? Sorry, we're talking fantasy football right now, and I honestly want to know.
I've never done
Like,
one.
'cause
But...
I'm in one right now, and I love it. I was keeper auction.
Oh.
I don't like auction drafts, so I think that's
Auction
But
just
the
feels too
thing
much
is-
like daily fantasy to me.
But with the keeper, there's 3 less rounds 3 less picks for each team because you pick them all now, so the auction draft goes faster by a little bit.
I'm okay with keeper. I don't like auction though.
I know for me, like I talked about this in the off season. Just when it comes to like auction drafts, all the ones I've done have been like off the NFL fantasy app with like there'll be 2 or 3 people that show up, and your team's just loaded. So it's like it kind of
Like
defeats
Fantasia.
the purpose of auction draft. But yeah, nice name drop, Jared.
Fantasia playoffs this week.
Yeah, is it this week?
It is. There's 4 people in it. Zach is not one of the 4.
Yeah,
I'm
Zach's
not?
No,
How
Elise
did I
beat you
miss?
last week. She knocked you out of the playoffs.
Did she?
And she
I'm the 2.
I
Right?
lost. I lost
You
and
lost?
she won, and they leapfrogged. The guy leapfrogged you.
Me?
Wait, you lost, Drew. Does that mean I'm the 1?
No, I'm the one. I had more
Oh,
points scored.
we have the same record, 12-3.
So it's
Cool. I
There's
play
like
against
4
Elise first round, so
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I had started my lineup in that league for like
ooh, Jonathan Taylor's out. Yeah, I've
Where's
changed my
excuse
lineup,
card?
but I haven't been paying full attention.
Zach,
to
do you have
it.
your excuse card? Because I must be missing it.
no, I
Was it at work?
left it. I lost it in the snow.
Yes, in the snow.
in the snow? That's fair.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised Jared didn't lose anything. He was a little
What
late.
happened? Drew said that
Yeah.
I was talking so much about about Drew's dynasty team when I was like 9-0, how I was bragging. So I
You
didn't say a
were.
single thing.
Oh,
You
yes, I would.
want me to show you what bragging looks like? Wait until next year. If I do good next year, I can show
Dude,
you.
you
Like,
better do
you're
terrible
terrible.
next
You're
year."
trash. I'm amazing. Like, I wasn't like that at all.
Wait,
I said the only thing I was saying is I've never been 10-0. I've never been 9-0. I've never, that's
It's
all
a
I've been
week
saying.
8-0. I've never been 7-0. I've never been 6-0. I've never been 5-0.
I threw some in there. I was like, hey, have you guys ever gone like 8-0? I mean, I am. You guys aren't right now. Like that's
No,
stuff
it was-
like that.
It was like this
But-
in Drew's Dynasty League where I'm like 7-0.
Yeah, you got-
I just made a
flex.
pick.
Why wouldn't
Drew,
I?
what happened to your team though? In that, like, honest question.
I
You were
in the last
9-0,
5
now you're
weeks,
like-
I was 9-0. Now I'm 10-4. Yeah, I lost 4 of the last 5. What I think happened was, let me take a
I think
quick
you made
look at
bad
my
trades.
team.
Yeah,
No, it
guys
was
are
not the trades
off.
at all.
Well, I mean, you trade
Kyler
for
Murray.
Tom Brady, you give up a first.
Kyler Murray got
then you
hurt.
go-
What does
That
it affect
was
his-
it did though actually because I was playing against Caden, and I was down by like 10 points going in. I had Kyler Murray and Marquise Brown, and he had what's his name? The tight end Trey McBride, right? That's his name. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was down by 10, and Kyler Murray had like 1 point, and he obviously got hurt. Wish him the best, but I ended up losing by like 7 or 8 that week. So that would have been a win. So I would have been 2 out of my last 3. Marquise Brown has been questionable like all year. Hunter Renfro's value just disappeared. I don't know how.
Drew,
Just does not
looking
get
at your
targets anymore.
team. You had a lot of guys that like early in the season had like huge starts. Like Diggs had a huge start. And
Diggs
he's
has
still
been bad
solid.
lately. Not
He's
for
been
him.
solid, but like at the beginning, he had a 26,
Yeah.
40 point, and then a 44, 30.
Mhm.
Like, he had some huge weeks. The same with like Austin Eckler. And now like
Yeah,
those guys
Eckler's
are
been
kind of
slowing
playing
down.
to like their, I guess, like standard or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what
Eckler was amazing to start the year. Sanders was like is going off now, so that's good to look at. But Adam Thielen didn't get a target until like the 4th quarter last week. They're
Did
it's
he have a
just
touchdown though? So I mean,
He did. He ended with like 17 still, but Baker Mayfield and Tom Brady are my quarterbacks. Drew,
you're welcome.
I'm not. No, don't. You're welcome me. I'm not mad. I got Tom Brady. I'm mad that you stole a first from me.
Jared, you
stole
don't
it
have to
from
thank
me.
me.
You
You
stole
don't
it.
have to thank me. I
You stole it
honestly,
from me. In a league that says Drew's Dynasty League, you'd think it'd be a little more fair for the commissioner
come
to make a
on.
trade, but
Drew runs a strict
Oh.
dictatorship.
he does.
oh,
like,
yeah, that's why.
You
That's why we
accidentally
vote
do
on,
something. Oh, you're done. Nope, it happened.
we voted on almost everything in that league,
No,
and
Drew
yet it
texted
was
me.
Zach
Drew
just
texted me
called this
after,
a
he's like,
dictatorship.
Drew's like, okay, I'll reverse it. Don't worry, but I'm gonna put a poll up there just in case. And of course, I get outvoted
Jared,
like 10 to 2
Jared,
or whatever.
to be
it was,
fair,
8-2.
from an unbiased third party, I was trying to help you with giving like a reason that you could use, and then you just kind of negated everything I was trying to help you with.
He was like, "No,
How?
I don't want your help,
How?
Zach. I don't need your help. I don't want you."
No, I didn't. I was like, there's no way I'm going to win this. It's not even worth fighting. And then Drew's like, okay, Jared, you get a paragraph. Say what you want to defend yourself. Like, why? Why are you setting me up like that? Like,
well, because everyone was
there's
ganging up on you,
There's
and
8 people in the chat with their icons there, just waiting for me to type. I'm like, okay, so now I need to think of something right now and type something. Like, that's not how you handle something.
I should have fine, Jared. I should have said Jared needs 5 to 10 minutes to prepare his opening statement or something. I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
give
you should have
enough time.
said you shouldn't have opened your article by saying, or your first text by saying, Zach made up some blatantly wrong rule that is clearly not true, and Jared thinks he got screwed over. Like you're like showing it off as like you're right and everyone else is wrong. You know, no one's gonna agree with
I want
you.
to ask you guys an actual question. So with like the trade deadline was what, week 14 or whatever. So like
yeah.
it was after the trade deadline. It's like the trade couldn't have went through, but somebody reached out to me about Garrett Wilson. They offered me like a mid-round, I'd say like a wide receiver up around like the wide receiver 25 range, right? Somewhere around there. So like a decent wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3, and 2 first-round picks for Garrett Wilson.
What was the age of the wide receiver 25?
Like 25, 26, I think.
And 2 firsts?
Why did he offer you that?
So, are you going to try to do it when the trade deadline opens? When trades open back up, which it'll be probably just right after the year. I'll probably.
Why?
Wide
That's going to be vetoed.
26 years old. What?
That's going to be vetoed.
Why?
That's not going to go through. That's way too much on your.
It'll go through.
That's a scam. 2 firsts and a 25-year-old receiver for Garrett Wilson.
I mean, yeah. That's
not gonna
I
work.
really like Garrett Wilson. Like, I don't think the guy will do the
that's-
trade in the offseason. He was trying to make him push in the playoffs. Like,
What
that was
year
his
are the
reasoning
firsts?
behind it. But
He probably
year are
can't
the
give that
firsts?
unless he wants. But okay.
yeah, I don't think he'll do it in the offseason. But like, that's
Okay.
he was talking about like for like a playoff.
That's
push,
good price
but
for Wilson.
it won't be too late.
That's overpay for Wilson. That is way overpay.
Well, Jared, there's some people sometimes, they don't
If
like
it's Jefferson, yeah, do that. This
Well,
is Garrett
well,
Wilson.
some people don't like drafting players. Some people feel confident in others drafting players. So you'll see people trade their draft picks on players who are already solidified. So, maybe this person doesn't feel confident with first. Because, like, for me, I feel confident about drafting. So I want as many picks as I can because I feel confident that I can draft someone. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying, maybe other people, that's where, you'll see a lot of people trade more of their draft picks. Maybe they're going all in, or maybe they just don't feel necessarily confident with that pick. Maybe they feel confident with a proven guy already.
Mm-hmm. The quarterback situation there isn't the best either. I mean, you can't really. I don't know who would want Zach Wilson for that much because Mike White,
Garrett Wilson. It was Garrett
Wilson. Sorry. I was thinking about
you're scared.
situation.
So
I was
we're talking about
quarterback
Garrett Wilson, though, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, who's going to be their starter? Is it going to be Wilson? Like, who's? You don't even know.
If they can figure out their quarterback situation, though, like if they sign Jimmy G next year, I think Garrett Wilson's top 10 receiver.
Oh.
No. Nope.
He's wide receiver
Who's he
18
jumping
this
over?
year. He's 18 this year.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
If he's top 10, DJ Moore.
We should listen. We should.
Am I right?
What did you say for DJ Moore? Did you say top? Top 8.
I said I ended up going back to top 12.
Top 8.
That was at the peak. I did move back to top 12 though. And then now we're here. I think he's around 30.
Yeah.
If they get Jimmy G next year, Garrett Wilson is a top 10 receiver.
What about like Elijah Moore? What about Corey Davis? What about those guys? Because you would think that you're just banking on Wilson being like the main beneficiary if he's going to be top 10. I think
he's clearly the best. I think he's way better than Elijah Moore, way better than Corey Davis.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's not true because he is better. He's the best there. But like what I'm saying is, what if it's more of like this? What if it's more of like Garrett Wilson's like wide receiver 15, and then like Elijah Moore is like wide receiver 30? What if it's more like that?
He's just hanging on hope to Elijah Moore because he traded for him.
Fine. Throw Corey Davis in there, Zach. Like I'm just saying, like, what if there's another guy there? I just think that offense, Breece Hall coming back midway through the year. I just don't think. There's going to be.
Well, I think if top heavy. If Jimmy G goes to the Jets next year, like this offseason, right? I think Garrett Wilson is going to be like a lot more consistent. Like I'm looking, I have his stats up right now. He had weeks of 9, 6, 5, 1, 6, 3. So like even if those weeks turn into like 10-point weeks or something, I think he has that ability to be very consistent with double-digit weeks.
For me, if Wilson wants to get to that top 10, I'm looking at 8 or 9 touchdowns. He needs to be involved in the red zone more, and he needs to be like, he needs to be getting those touchdowns where that'll push him up because he's the frame.
The Jets' offense like this year has not scored a lot. I don't know if you've noticed that or not.
But no, it's not the offense's fault though. Remember?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it's the defense's fault they're losing. They lost 7 games. But if Jimmy G goes to the Jets, I think their offense is going to be a lot better. I think they're going to have like maybe not middle of the pack, but it'll be like that 15 to 20 range for offenses.
Is this like a thing that might happen? Like, are people actually other rumors about it? Yeah.
He's going to be an unrestricted free agent.
So he's going to go somewhere.
He's not. I think he's going back to the 49ers.
I don't think so. 3 firsts on Trey Lance.
Why wouldn't you want to be the highest paid backup in the league, right?
No, but Brock Purdy, Jared. Look what Brock Purdy's done too.
You think Purdy's going to be there for?
He's going to be the backup. Yeah, he's playing well enough right now. He's going to be a solid backup, and then on top of it, they're going to roll with Lance, and then Jimmy G's going to go somewhere and make some starter money.
Jimmy G's getting $30 million a year.
Yep. And because he's proven he can manage a game. 49ers aren't paying.
49ers are going to. Why wouldn't they? I mean, Trey Lance is coming off an ACL tear.
They can't afford it.
It's not ACL. It's an ankle injury.
Yeah.
Is it ankle?
Yep. Yeah. Ankle injury. Brock Purdy, formerly Mr. Irrelevant, has proven he could serve as a backup option. Look how he's done so far. He's managed the game. He's done with
Tom Brady going to San Francisco.
I don't think that's happening.
I saw a rumor that he's going back to New England.
But honestly, what are other places that Jimmy G could end up at? Like Jimmy G to Indianapolis?
No. We're drafting a quarterback.
I would agree, Jared.
100%.
Yeah.
We're not tanking this bad No, Jeff Saturday literally said that and not that we listen to Jeff Saturday that much, but he said that they will bench Matt Ryan, start Nick Foles, and they will explore a more permanent quarterback in the offseason.
By draft.
He's not going to be there next season, is he?
Matt Ryan's still under contract for next season.
Well, no, we're talking about Saturday.
Yeah.
No way. There's absolutely no way.
No, I would not say that. There is a way because Jim Irsay loves him, but I think I just want to see change. I want to see change. I want Matt Ryan. He's probably going to retire. That's my guess. If not, we're going to cut him. I think we start the season with Sam Ehlinger or Nick Foles, whatever it is. But unless we draft, obviously, a top 2 quarterback, then we're going to start them. But
if Jeff Saturday is still the Colts coach next year, can we grant like Jared a team switch for fandom for 1 year?
Dude, like, Saturday is not that bad. Why does everyone hate Jeff Saturday?
Look at the situation he's in. They were just up 33-0 and they lost.
Matt Ryan had 18 turnovers this year. Like, what do you want?
Jared, Monday Night Football, he couldn't manage the clock in the last red zone drive, which is proven he's never been an NFL coach, let alone a college coach or one season high school. Yeah, he didn't know how to manage timeouts, Jared.
There was 40 seconds left. No, listen, we're not worried about that, all right? That's ownership. That's not Jeff Saturday's fault.
What?
Okay, Drew. Just yes. No, not clock. What are you talking about? No, you're switching back and forth. I'm talking. What is 33-0? We're not talking about clock management. We're talking about the Vikings game. Now, Drew, back to the clock management. Back to clock management when he didn't call timeout. It was 3rd down. They convert that third down play. Then he calls timeout. 30 seconds left, and we had like 20 yards to get. Because he didn't call timeout, there was like 40 seconds left, and we didn't get it. Then he gets all the flack for it. Like the media is just so bad. They just Jeff Saturday, let's hate on him because it didn't turn out the exact way. Like, what do you expect? You expect the Colts to win out and just like win the Super Bowl with him?
I expect them
why
to
does
win the
everyone
game
just
when they're up
expect him to
36-3.
Yeah.
He doesn't control the players, does he? He doesn't control,
Yeah, he does.
control how
That's
bad
actually
the
his
defense
job.
plays in the second half. No, it's not. There's a defensive coach. There's a receivers coach. It's not him. Defensive coordinator.
He's not calling
That's not Jeff
plays.
Saturday.
Him at all. You're giving him no blame for that.
I'm giving him the blame is just spread around. Blame is on the defense. Blame is on Matt Ryan. It's on coaching. Yes.
I think his press conference is bad too. After, if I'm honest,
Why?
because I mean, no accountability. It was more of
No accountability. He said there's blame to place everywhere. He took part of the blame. He said it goes on the defense. Everyone. There's a lot of people to blame. It's not just him.
Also, can we give Jacoby Myers props for still talking to the media after that?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was.
No, we need to give props to Mac Jones, give props to Ramondre Stevenson and Jacoby Myers. They all said it was their fault.
Yeah, that was tough. Even that game, that ending was. I honestly, I went on my phone because I wasn't watching the game. I saw that and I was like, "Yikes!" Is that the worst way to lose a game ever? Like that can't be the worst way to lose a game ever, can it?
No, I think the worst way to lose a game was that Saints game when they had the lateral and they scored the touchdown and then missed the extra point. Remember that?
What about the Minneapolis Miracle? Also, sorry, it's not what I just thought.
Yeah,
I'd rather lose Minneapolis Miracle than the way that
in the playoffs. Though that one was in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. If it's in the playoffs, yeah, but like,
I guess you're just saying worst way to lose a game.
Yeah, strictly on how the loss occurred.
The entire time that Ramondre was running, I was at my brother's and we were both just screaming, like not screaming at the TV. We were like, "What's he doing? Get down! What are you doing?" And then as soon as he pitched it to Jacoby Myers, we're like, "Get down! What are you doing? Get down!" And he chucks it back to Chandler Jones. Like, oh my god, what do you expect Mac Jones to do if he gets it? Like,
was the Mac Jones tackle the worst part of that, or was it the Jacoby Myers throw?
Everything.
It was
terrible play. I don't know what they're doing. It's tied. If you're down by one, yeah, you do that. But it's a tie game. Like
again, credit where credit's due. I mean, they talked to the media. They didn't do what a lot of players probably would have done, where they would have just walked away and said nothing.
I wouldn't have talked to the media. I would have taken my time and just walked out.
I know we're 38 minutes in already, but like last week's football was like the best football we've gotten in years.
Good,
I'd say.
Okay, well, as we said, Zack's closing at the library. Zack's closing at 5. Snowstorm stuff. Jared, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, we got so many good games. There were overtime games. The pick six, the Cowboys and Texans. I mean, obviously the Vikings Colts game, but there were so many good games last week. Like we got spoiled. It was the best week of football in so long.
It's been the best NFL season in a long time.
But there's been also some non-competitive games. There's been some, Zach. There's still been, I know we can say it's been a really good season in terms of like overall, but like honestly, there's been some really bad primetime games. There's been just some sloppy games this year too. So,
well, I'm saying last week. I mean, it was like 2:05 or so, and the announcer said every single game right now is within 7 points, and there was like 6 games going on.
Yeah, it was
2 of those games went to overtime. One was missed field goal by the Jets to lose the game. That would have went to overtime. Yeah,
I just really hope the weather this week.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The first double-digit point game or something was like at 3:00 on Sunday. I think it was. Like it was pretty
first
late.
Double-digit point game.
Double-digit final, I should say.
Seriously?
Yeah, like all the Saturday games were one score.
I got it up right now. Thursday night was 8-point, 3-point. It was 10 points, the Ravens Browns, but like Zach said, the first time it was over 10 points was the 11-point win by the Bengals over the Bucks. The largest victory last week was Packers and Rams, 12-point victory.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had a 12, 11, and a 10, and then everything else was under single digits. Or in single digits. Yeah, so very good week.
What do you got this Monday night? Colts,
Chargers. Come on. We have not done team or player picks yet, full disclosure. So, we're going to be doing that after. But
mostly because Jared was late, but
not most.
How was I
That
late?
is because we didn't do it.
No. Okay, so let's think. So I get a text earlier saying 4:30. Okay, 4:30.
Zach's fault.
Then Zach says 4:00. Can we do 4? I was like, yeah, I can plan on 4. I left campus at like 12:30. I had to go shopping and stuff, and I got here 3:30. And then he texted me 3:15. Does that work? You guys tagged me 6 times in the chat as I'm driving.
I was 4 of the 6 tags. You're welcome.
Yeah. I was not
I need start-sit advice from Jared.
Early.
Well, we had a little Christmas party at work, and then we got out early. So.
Busy. Or you want to know my start-sit advice? I don't know if I should start David Montgomery this week.
Khalil Herbert's back.
Yeah. But what's his workload going to be? And that game is supposed to be kind of snowy. It's tomorrow at noon. It's supposed to be kind of bad weather.
Snowy. It's negative 10 degrees outside everywhere.
Buffalo?
No, it's in Chicago.
What? They play Buffalo, though.
Yes. Thank you, Zach.
My only fear is Justin Fields is going to do all the running because they're going to be down by a lot. So they're going to be doing pass plays, and then he'll do the running. It's not going to be a lot of Montgomery.
Bears have played. They played the Eagles tough last week.
Everyone's played the Eagles tough. Every single team has played the Eagles tough.
No, not every team.
Packers did. Commanders beat them.
There's been some blowouts.
They
Bears
blew
out
the
the Titans. Didn't they blow out the Titans? They blew out
the Titans. They
blew out the Giants.
Let's look.
Yeah,
Let's look at their schedule.
By a lot.
Jared, what do you mean?
They beat the Vikings by like 16 or something.
Jared, they beat the Giants 48-22.
That was the Giants. Okay, they beat the Giants. Okay, cool.
They've had a couple.
I mean, look at this. Like the Lions, they won by 3, 38-35.
Are we saying the Lions are a good team now, though?
I know, but Jacksonville, they won by 8.
I think we are.
Cardinals, they won by 3.
Yeah, that's not good.
Jack, do you have Detroit at 11 right now?
Yeah,
I think I'm checked in at 11.
So bad. I want to put them over Baltimore. But yeah, I just couldn't. If Baltimore loses this week or plays close and Detroit wins, they're going up.
Oh, they have to.
Sorry, Zach, but I've been silent on the whole Packer ranking the last few weeks. 2 weeks ago, you had them at 19. They were not even close to a top 20 team. They're not even close to a top 20 team. Maybe now they're winning. They have a chance to make the playoffs. They still have Aaron Rodgers. Maybe you can put them at 19 now. But 2 weeks ago, they were not 19. They were like 28.
Zach was
27.
anticipating the easier schedule coming up.
Yeah. After they lost to the Lions, you had them at 19. They should have been at like 25, 24. I just didn't say anything because I know you're not going to change your Packer ranking.
I mean,
on the contrary, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, of
course. Yeah, Drew's agreed with my power rankings.
I actually in Zach's
defense. What's in Drew's background right now? I see 2 Packer
jerseys. Oh no! Overall, I just agree. Like
Yeah.
with Zach's power. Zach, do you know what brew that is?
I can't see the number.
It's 19.
Retired number.
Yep, Robin Yount. Good job. Yeah. Okay, but in Zach's defense, though, his power rankings. I mean, I usually once a week I have a problem with a team in the mid-20s, but like honestly, his top 10 year in through year out has been very good. It's on the TikTok.
Yeah. He's been doing it for years.
Well, sorry, but you know what I mean. I'm just saying. Zach, pretty good.
You'll send them to the group chat, and then you'll be like, "All right, let me hear it. Say argue it, whatever." Some weeks you say that. Some weeks you say, "This is how it is, and it's final. I don't care." But no, most of the week you're like,
how much time I spend on them.
Yeah,
if I spend a lot of time and actually think about them, this is just how they are.
It doesn't make sense to me because you'll say, "All right, let's hear it. Tell me what you think," and I'll say, "Oh, I don't like this. Move this team. Nope, they're staying. Nope, I think it's good how it is." Then what do you want to hear from us?
I want to hear your thoughts. Doesn't mean I'm going to listen, though.
Yeah.
What I do for
I
the
want to
NBA
hear your
ones,
thoughts. I will listen to your thoughts.
I want the element of
You're
surprise.
wrong.
I still listen to him, Jared.
Yeah.
I post and then I asked Jared to hear his thoughts. Which
Drew, your NBA one was okay, but the Pelicans have to be like top 6.
look, I mean,
They have to.
I'm banking on Brandon Ingram, being healthy rest of the year, Jared. He's gonna play like 40 games.
You use the exact same logic for what team was it? The Suns? You said someone wasn't injured, someone was injured or something? Whatever team it was. And I'm like,
Well,
okay.
the Suns have bigger
BI
problems. The Suns have a depth issue, I feel.
Yeah, but I was saying BI is injured and you downgraded them because of it. They were still winning. They're close in games without him, Like,
I mean, they lost to the Bucks on Monday.
okay, the Bucks just lost to the Cavaliers. Are they Cavaliers top 4 now or top 3? You had them top 4, didn't
Probably.
you?
Yeah,
You
I
had them at
did.
5.
Yeah,
That's
so
all.
yeah, they are. Sorry. Okay, Zach doesn't love it like our NBA. You getting another
Yeah.
announcement, Zach, of the storm? He is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is basically Zach's internet has been kind of tough, as many have known, but we've been able to make it work. And look, that Zach has found a place to record here over winter break. We don't know what time next week's episode will be coming your way either, but we still have more stuff here we have to chat about still. Right, week 16. It's just weird with how all the games are. I mean, I do enjoy not having any more bye weeks. So that's kind of like a plus, right? We have 16 games in action.
Yeah. So I just want to get this straight. So the Packers need to win their last 3, right?
Yep.
They play the Lions, Vikings, and Dolphins.
Yep.
They need the Commanders to lose 2 out of 3, and they need the Seahawks to lose 1 more.
Correct.
Yeah. Sounds
The
like
Lions doesn't matter, right? Because if they beat them, they're ahead of them, right?
Lions doesn't. Yeah, if the Lions win the next 2 games and the Packers win the next 2 games, if the Packers beat the Lions, they'll have the tiebreaker.
How though? Because the Lions are
division
4-2 in the division.
Division record. Yeah, Packers
The
would
Lions
be 4-2 as well.
Would they?
Yep.
The Lions beat the Lions beat the Packers.
Would beat the Vikings. They'd still play the Vikings. So they'd have one loss to the Lions, 1 to the Vikings. The Vikings would have 1 to the Packers, 1 to the Vikings.
So who did the Lions lose to?
It would be the Packers and the Vikings.
Oh, because they have okay.
Yeah. They're 1-1.
So they lost. Wait, they lost to the Vikings? Okay.
Yeah.
The Detroit does have the they have the strength of victory metric and the strength of schedule metric over the Lions, or the Lions have that over the Packers. So
Doesn't
I
go
don't
to conference though after.
It goes to conference, so it won't be a big deal.
Well,
so the Packers will have the tiebreaker.
The Packers have a 8% chance, I think. I think it's an 8. It went from like 6 to an 8 or 7 to a 9 or something. They're like around that area.
Yeah.
Do you guys actually think that they have a chance?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And also, they're on the outside looking in, Jared,
really?
So I'd give them a 20% chance.
Huh?
20%.
They play the Dolphins in Miami. Okay, that's a tough game. Okay, then you go. 15%? You play the Vikings.
Is that better?
That's way too high still. Come on. Just listen to this.
Is that clear?
Then you go to the Vikings, right? The Vikings, the team you just lost to. I mean, I know it was week 1, but you lost to like 20. Then you got the Lions, the team you also lost to.
Zach, here I want to hear Zach's take on this. What % chance do you get the Packers to make the playoffs? I went down to 15. I said 15. Is that way too high?
I'd say like 10 to 15. I don't think they're winning out.
No, they're not winning out. Even if they do win out somehow, right? You really think that the Commanders, a team that's basically a playoff team,
Dolphins
is going
have
to lose 2
struggled.
out of 3?
Vikings haven't really played. I mean, come on, the Vikings. It's hard to say they've looked good the last 3-4 weeks.
I think they can beat Minnesota. I think Detroit will be a tough game. I think Miami.
They're at home though.
Drew, do you watch Serge Ibaka on YouTube? How hungry are you? Have you ever seen his series? He had Aaron Rodgers on the other day, and he questioned like what's happened this year, and Aaron Rodgers just said like, I don't know how we lost to Detroit. Like, we can't do that. We can't be losing to Detroit out here. Like, come on.
Detroit's playing a lot better now, though.
They are, yeah.
That was the Jets game, was tough, but like it was like okay, they deserve to win that one. The Giants, but really that Lions one was the worst loss of the year.
Jets, Giants, Lions, and Commanders, like that whole stretch was tough.
Yeah, that stretch was terrible. That was the stretch you were looking at. Oh, they're gonna go be 7-2 or 7 and.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, going back to your Commanders, but like they're not going to lose 2 out of their 3. Like the only reason I think that's like possible is they play San Francisco, Cleveland, and Dallas.
San Fran and Dallas are probably losses.
San Francisco and Dallas they could very well lose those games, right? I think we can all agree on that. And then Cleveland's defense has been playing really good lately too.
So do you guys think it's more likely the Packers do their part or the other teams do their part, where Seattle loses 1 and Commanders lose 2 or 3?
Way more unlikely that the Packers don't win out.
Okay, so they're not. You think the other teams the other teams doing their part is more likely than the Packers?
The Seahawks are going to lose 1 game. The Seahawks will lose a game.
The other teams doing their part is going to happen. I don't think the Packers are going to win out though.
If the Giants lose all 3, does that still count? Because what happened was one of those 2 teams had to lose 3 games. That's right.
Wait, so the Giants?
Yeah, no. Before last week, it was one of those 2 teams needed to lose 3 out of the 4 weeks.
The Giants would be 8-1. The Giants, and the Packers would be 9-8.
If the Giants lose 3, then
so that is the other scenario, but maybe people don't mention that one because it's a lot harder to do. It's
unrealistic. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. Yeah,
but they play Minnesota, Indianapolis, and Philly. But I mean, either way, the Packers have to win out. And with Miami, Minnesota, and Detroit, I don't see it happening.
No. Especially after
Packers winning 2 or 3 though.
Those teams already.
Yeah, I can see 2 or 3.
If the Packers win this week, I will start to consider maybe they have a decent chance, because this week will be tough in Miami.
Jared, the reason my percentages were so high is because I think of how likely it is for the other teams to do their part. That's kind of why I was saying in that range. If you think that I'm really banking on, right? I mean, the Packers got to do their part, which I think is more unlikely than the other teams doing their part. That's all.
You think Green Bay has a chance this weekend?
Yeah. Why won't they?
It'll be tough.
Miami hasn't played well the last few games.
Yeah.
But okay, let's think. Miami's going back to where they're used to, that heat, like everyone says about the frozen tundra in Green Bay. Well, the Packers are going to Miami where it's a little warm. I mean, it's not hot, but it's going to be a lot warmer. And Miami's used to playing there. I'm not saying Rodgers can't adapt, but I'm saying they're used to playing up here. They just played a Monday night game in 10-degree weather. I don't think the temperature is really
the issue, because when you go to those the warm places, unless it's 85, 90, I don't know what the weather in Miami is going to be. I guess, but
it's going to be cold actually. It's
55 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot colder.
That's not going to make a difference. Packers will be fine. Miami will be fine.
You guys want to hear some Vegas stuff on it? Guess what the line is right now. Someone will do a little guess here.
Miami plus 4.5.
Oh, you mean Miami? You mean
minus 4.5? Yeah.
Jared, give me a guess.
Miami minus 6.5.
Miami minus 4 right now, and the over/under is. We'll start with Jared here.
42. I'm gonna go 47.5.
50.
Whoa! What?
50.
Okay.
So it looks like you guys would be taking the under.
Tua's him. Stop sleeping on Tua. I hate it. Stop.
Honestly, is that the highest over/under this week? Let me look.
Dude, you're not buying into the whole thing where you just drop the linebackers back into the 3 yards and.
Yeah, it's the highest over/under that game. Yeah. That's at noon. So us Wisconsin fans get spoiled. Zach, you can pretend to care when I say this. We have the noon game, Packers Dolphins, and then at 4 o'clock
that is not spoiled. That is not spoiled. I had to watch my team give up the biggest comeback in NFL history last week and sit through the rest of the week watching football. It's not a good thing. If you lose, your whole weekend is terrible. It is not a good thing. You're not blessed.
But we have the Bucs Celtics game.
Okay, but the Colts. Okay, but the Colts play Monday night. I get to watch all football. Don't have to worry about my team until the next day. Then I see them. They lose. Whatever.
Oh, I see how you're working. Okay. We're also blessed on Sunday night. We have Trace McSorley leading the Arizona Cardinals. Woo!
I have Kyler Murray and Colt McCoy on my dynasty team.
I love that.
I also had Baker Mayfield and PJ Walker, and then they went with Darnold. That's where my luck came in, Zach. That's where my luck ended up running out, and I had no quarterbacks.
Wait, did you lose in the playoffs last week?
In the playoffs, I had a first round bye.
No, you had a bye. Yeah. So
Yeah.
who do you play this week?
Tyler.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It'd be a
He's
tough
gonna
game.
lose.
No, I'm more scared about Boston Scott
Me.
League. No,
I
I play
agree.
against Peyton. I play against Peyton this week.
Do you? No, you don't.
Yeah.
Drew plays against
Yes, I do.
Payne. You're against
No,
Jacob.
No, I played Jacob.
I play Peyton.
Oh, really? The
Yeah,
Payne
Zach.
I-
I mean, you would know if you won last
Peyton
week.
got the 1,
Ah.
and I had the 5, and I
Well,
beat.
wasn't- Jared was
Beat
Drew
Kyle.
was the 6th seed.
It doesn't reseed.
No, it
That-
doesn't.
oh, that's dumb. It should.
Well, dude, your league, not mine.
Can I change that?
There it is.
Either way, I think you guys are both losing. So I think those
Hey,
are clearly
Jared
the best.
and I upset a Journey to a Million championship.
Hey, Zach, I'm just saying. Peyton's, he's projected 149, almost 150.
No,
I'm
Jared's
projected
winning. I looked at it.
142. So
Yep.
I mean, I'm up there too.
I like
My
Jared's
team has been
matchups.
good lately.
I realistically think Jared pulls off the upset.
Hey Drew, remember when or not Drew, Zach, remember when you said that I'm probably not even gonna make the playoffs? I was like 6-6, or I was
Yeah.
5-6. I
Yeah.
won like 3 or 4 straight weeks.
Yeah.
And
I
look
just
where
should
you are,
say
Jared,
that.
and look where he is.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
got-
If
you
had
gotta flex
traded
this year.
Mahomes, I'd still be in.
He's in Cancun right now, watching us on his TV.
Yeah.
We're still playing.
I'm sitting on the beach in Cancun,
Yeah.
keeping my
Honestly-
wings from last year, getting ready for next year.
Yeah.
Is there any other game you guys are looking at this week that like is like must watch for you? I mean, like obviously the Christmas one, but like for me Saturday, I don't know.
Right?
What
Let me look
yeah,
quick.
the Eagle Cowboy is 325. But like Saturday
Saturday?
night's NFL Network, it's Raiders Steelers.
Ugh. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that Texans Titans game.
I'm honestly looking forward to tonight's game.
Yeah.
Tonight's game
Okay,
will be
Jinx.
good. Yeah.
Someone, okay, give me
No.
your picks. Zach,
I'm gonna say right now, my most anticipated game of the week, Commanders 49ers.
no.
I'm high on the
See?
Commanders, and they're gonna put up a good fight. They need to win.
No, they're
If they
not.
don't win, they're. What do you mean they're not?
They're losing by 2 scores.
Money, bet.
$20.
No.
Didn't think so.
I'd say I could see it being a point game.
What's the line? Guess the line right now.
I have it up. I don't need to
No,
guess.
it's
Let's go 5 or 6.5. I was somewhere there.
49ers
Wait.
-7.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know it's going to be at least a 7-point game.
The
They're smart.
Buccaneers are playing in Arizona. And guess
Yeah.
what the line is?
Probably Bucks plus or minus 7 or 8.
7.5. Yeah. This guy's good.
Nice.
It's crazy. I don't know how you can be in Arizona and still be.
Well, they're starting McSorley,
Yeah.
and that defense is not good right now. It's injured. Their
That seems bad.
offense is
I
pretty
guess
beat up.
also, the Cardinals don't win home games too. They're like
Yeah, they're 1-7
2
on.
for 8
They're
or
1-7 at home.
We got
4-10
Cliff
overall.
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury's going to be fired. They're going to have some money there. They still have to pay. Their
Should they
GM should have been
fire
fired.
Kingsbury,
Yet
though?
they extended them both.
I don't think
That's-
Kingsbury should be fired. I'm sorry.
Do you guys listen to
I don't.
the Not Joe podcast at all? They brought up a very good point.
Fan of the
Cardinals
podcast.
should not fire Cliff Kingsbury this offseason. Kyler Murray's going to
shouldn't.
miss a good chunk of next year anyways, right? So are they really going to compete? Probably not. So might as well just save the money, right? And then just have a bad team next year and then fire him after that year.
Okay, but he should be.
Why-
His tenure should end with being fired.
Why does he need to be fired? Why? Why does he need to be fired? That's my question.
Because he's not good.
Why isn't he good? What do you mean? What is he? What is he showing that he's not good?
Look at their
DeAndre
record.
Hopkins was out. DeAndre Hopkins was out half the season. That wasn't his fault. Kyler Murray just got hurt. That wasn't his fault. Right?
Jared, he was fighting with. Wasn't he fighting with Kyler Murray?
He is causing.
Kyler
tension
Murray's
with
just
the team
upset.
overall.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's upset. That
Yeah.
might not be
I
on the
just-
coach. That might be on Kyler
but
Murray.
They need to please Kyler Murray. I mean, they're going to pay Kyler Murray, or they have.
already
They did. Yeah. So what I'm saying
Well,
is,
say your franchise quarterback just goes against the coach and is being really mean and calling players out. and then the coach fights back, and everyone thinks it's the coach's fault.
Jared, also,
Like-
he had a losing record with Patrick Mahomes in college.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, I don't know. You're defending Jeff Saturday and Cliff Kingsbury, so
No,
Yeah, you're pretty
no,
unpopular
I did
today,
not.
Jared.
No, I did not. I'm saying stop just saying, "Oh, the team is bad, coach's fault." Like,
it is
just
kind of their
stop.
fault.
The Colts were bad with Frank Reich. We get Saturday, we're still bad. That's not Saturday's fault. That's the organization. That's the team that's built right now.
Well,
It's not the coach's fault.
how about this?
It just
We
isn't.
see we'll watch this week's slate of games, and we'll see how the Colts perform. We come back
hold on.
next week. We might have some new grievances.
I want to
But-
ask Jared one thing. If
Okay.
the Colts are bad with Frank Reich, Jeff Saturday clearly did not fix anything, right? Because they're still bad.
Mhm.
So doesn't that mean he should have the same result as Frank Reich?
Frank Reich was calling plays. He didn't know how to call plays.
But Jeff
That
Saturday
was
can't
his-
call
that was
plays
his
because he actually does not know how to call plays.
He's
Yeah.
not the play caller.
Yeah, because he can't call plays because he
Yes,
hasn't.
he can.
He
Stop
has
saying he
to-
can't. Stop saying he can't, because he can. He just hasn't gotten the opportunity.
Then why isn't
He
he?
doesn't. He doesn't have the opportunity. Okay. So you have an opportunity to hire someone that's young, that knows what he's doing. Parks Frazier, he can call plays. Good, cool. So why wouldn't you hire him when you can just hire? Why would you have Jeff Saturday call plays when you can hire someone that's better at it? You can't say he can't do it. He can't do it. Like, he hasn't had the opportunity to yet. Like, he hasn't shown that he
I
can.
bet he was calling plays in high school football.
Jared, there's probably a reason he's not calling plays.
That's all I'm saying, Jared. I mean, if he was this gifted play caller,
If he was
Not
good,
even
he
not
wouldn't
even
call
Jeff
plays.
Saturday. Everyone. I hate all the slack the coaches get for a bad team. Like, it's 100% their fault, not the GM's fault for not building a team around, like their franchise player.
the GMs are
Not the
definitely
owner's
accountable,
fault.
Jared.
Like, yeah, so Chris Ballard, I love the guy, but he's been terrible lately. He's going to be the first person out in the offseason. Chris Ballard's going to get fired.
Well,
Jeff Saturday has a great chance of being our coach next year. I'm just saying. That's
Jared,
what
I really
Irsay
want to
said.
hear more of your
What
rants,
team
but
have you seen? Hold on. One more question. I got 7
okay, I want to
minutes
make sure
here,
you get
so-
out here, Zach.
What team have you seen that has had like playoff success with a coach that everyone like dislikes or a bad coach?
Wait, playoff
Zach's
success?
asking for a bad coach who has made it to the playoffs.
Or have had playoff success?
I immediately think of the Chargers. They haven't made the playoffs, but they've gotten pretty close.
Exactly.
And you
They
say
have a
that their
bad coach.
coach is terrible.
If they had a good coach, they'd be in the playoffs.
You really think that?
Yes. A good coach makes a huge
You don't think
difference.
the players are also wanting to go for 2 at the end of those games to win the game?
Well, here's the thing though. Like coaches can like their job is to motivate players and get the best out of their players. So that's what separates like the bad coaches from good coaches. Good
I got a good
coaches
one.
can get the best out of their players and get their teams to the playoffs.
How about last year's Raiders when they had John Gruden? I know he got fired halfway through, but they weren't terrible with him, were they? No.
Well, he didn't
They
get
were a
fired for
500
being
team.
a bad coach. He got fired for
Well, I know, but no one liked him. I mean, he
Understand.
wasn't a good person, like
yeah, but he was a decent coach. And he like
Was he?
strictly football coach. I think he was decent.
okay. I don't really know
All
any
right.
examples. Drew just sat there in
Yeah,
silence,
so-
just waiting for us.
It doesn't happen.
Well, no, I agree with Zach, Jared. I'm not gonna sit and repeat what Zach's saying.
How about this? How
I
about
do-
Mike McCarthy? Was he a good coach on the Packers?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
Okay, now he's in Dallas. They're a great team. He's not the best.
I think
coach.
McCarthy has proven he's been a better coach than people perceived him as. Honestly,
I think he's one of those decent coaches as well. He's a decent coach.
You think he is decent?
I
He's not
think
underrated.
he's underrated. I think just the way his time ended in Green Bay, I think it kind of
Mhm.
just overshadowed all the greatness. Honestly, I think that's just how it was. But okay, it's 4:55 again.
Yeah, I gotta keep going.
Zach's
We'll
about to get kicked out of a library, so we'll be back here next week. We don't know time exactly. It's holidays, people travel. Jared, who knows? Work.
Jared.
Jared is
Yeah.
busy.
Notice how I said Jared. Anyways, announcement wise, you can just check out at Drew Sports Crew, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. There's a giveaway up on there. If you want to win $10, go check it out on there. Otherwise, that's going to wrap it up here for Jared Vleski, Zach Roush, and myself, Drew Skyberg, on this Thursday afternoon, not the usual time, but Thursday Night Football we'll be watching. And yeah, that'll wrap it up here. Thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Drew Sports Crew, the Journey to a Million, the perfect podcast for you.